What's going on, everybody? I've been asked quite a bit in private messages what my camera gear consists of, and what do I recommend, and it's just such a broad topic. I just wanted to go over it as quick as I could possibly do it. Right now I'm filming on my Canon G7X Mark II. I just wanted to go over something real quick, just give you a brief introduction here, and then I'm gonna film on this, my Note 5 for the moment. Quick talk about this. This is where I do get a lot of pictures, because obviously the actual picture quality is pretty decent. So what I'm going to do is start filming real quick on this for a second about this camera, and then I'm going to switch back to this camera to basically finish it up, because this is kind of my go-to camera. I've had this for a while now. It's easy to hold, it's easy to maneuver, it's a lot easier to set up, and then we're just going to do a quick brief talk about each thing. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, everybody, so we're going to get this started by talking about my Canon G7X Mark II. A few things about this camera that made me really want to pick this up. I did a lot of research, and a lot of YouTubers were using this camera, more specifically the regular G7X. When the Mark II came out, it did have a lot of updates. I'll be honest with you, one of the biggest things about this camera that I liked was the flippy screen. So not only is it a flippy screen, you can come out and it's got a lot of angles, MySpace angles. So say you're filming like this and you want to have a way of not having the sun in your eye. You can tilt everything. About this camera, basically it has a built-in lens. So when you zoom, it zooms based on that. It doesn't have a detachable lens. It's not a bad setup at all. You could take pretty good picture quality with it. It's got a pop-up flash, and the mount that I use with this camera a lot is this Manfrotto Tripod. It's awesome. If you want to hold it like this, you could film, and your hand's actually a lot more steady. It even has this button. When you push it, what it does is it rotates this on a ball. Okay, so if you want to adjust it, and then when it comes out, it's got these tripod legs that have a little bit of rubber on there, and it gets pretty low. When I was filming my under the car video, it fit very well under there. It's very maneuverable, and you can take it off this quite easily just by twisting. Just make sure that's not in the way. So basically you just twist and it's off. So it comes off and on very easily. As far as this camera goes, it's pretty much my go-to for many things. I'm starting to move into other realms now. I finally upgraded to this, which we're going to speak about. That's amazing. And then obviously you have GoPros and other things. So what I'm going to do now is, because I'm filming on the Note 5, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the Note 5. Anybody that has a cell phone knows basically the gist of it. It's got a pretty good camera. It's easy to have. It's always in your pocket, so you could always pull it out. So it's good for, everybody's got one. Or I hope everybody has one. Basically, I'm going to speak about everything else, and I'm going to be filming on the G7X Mark II starting. Alright, so we are officially back on with the G7X Mark II. As you can see, what I kind of was using was my phone, and I just bought this cheap little Joby tripod, a flexible tripod, and what I was just doing was bending this onto one of my actual tripods. I will show you my two tripods at the end of the video, as well as my cases, so we're gonna go over all of that. Right now, what I figure is a good time, let's just get it out of the way. Let's talk about the GoPros. Okay, I have 3 GoPros. They all serve different purposes as far as I'm concerned, and one of them is a very recent acquisition. But let's talk about my first GoPro. This is a Hero 3 Black. Okay, this is the case I use. It does have an open back. I guess you would call this a skeleton case. the purpose for GoPros, as far as I'm concerned, is suction cups and car noises. That's basically where this fits. This camera is what Hector uses quite frequently to mount on the car. He loves this camera. A camera I picked up not that long ago is my GoPro Hero 5 Black. The thing I love about this camera, one of the big upgrades as far as I'm concerned, is the touchscreen in the back. It is just so easy to use. You can push a button and decide how you want to film. I just upgraded all of my micro SDs. This is how much of a noob I am. I didn't know about resolution that much. I mean, I just assumed everything filmed the way it should. I'm still learning. I'm not afraid to admit that. So if anybody's like really big into photography, excuse me, you know what I mean? I'm gonna learn. It's gonna get better. Obviously you can't just buy top of the line equipment. Not that any of this is really top of the line, but you obviously can't buy expensive equipment and use it as good as a pro would. Obviously if a pro had half of what I have, he would or she would make much better videos, but I'm gonna get to a different level each time I film. So what's cool about this, now that I have 4K settings on everything, is you could just go into the screen and tap how many frames per second, your resolution, and even if it allows for it, you can choose what kind of field of view you want. I know on 4K with 30 FPS you can only do wide. On 1080p at 30 you can do super view, which is quite wider. They do have linear and narrow, and they have different views. I usually stick with wide or super wide. It's been what's worked, so it's a good setup. This kind of camera, I didn't put this on the back bumper or anything like this. I actually have a clip that goes on my hat, and I do like point of view type videos with this. I have another camera right now that I actually just bought. This is the Hero 5 Session. So what's really cool about this camera is the size. I've never had a Session before, so I'm still learning about it, but I went out and I got the Gopro Suction Cup. I do plan on handing this off to Hector and let him try and test it out, but I think a camera like this is going to be really cool for exhaust clips. It's going to be cool for suction mounting on the side of cars if you plan on doing like roll races, or if you want some kind of rolling video of a friend's car next. But as of right now, these are the 3 GoPros I have. I do plan on, maybe if I can, finding a Hero 4 somewhere, either used or, you know, some kind of leftover somewhere for cheap, so I can add that to the collection. I do like to have more than I need. It's a trend in my life. I don't know why. It's actually something I don't recommend living by. But anyway, these are the GoPros. Next up we have Pivothead Smart Series glasses. On my channel I actually have a whole video talking about these glasses, so I'm not going to go into any great depth about them. There is a camera built in here. If you're new to the channel, you can always go look. It did come with the sunglass type lenses and clear lenses if you kind of wanted to make it look like, you know, these are regular glasses. The video quality is pretty good. The only problem I'm having at times is if you're wearing these and it's really loud, like say you're near an exhaust clip. Well, exhaust like mine is pretty loud. If you're out there and there's a lot of wind, that could be an issue. But in general, like if you're just wearing these around, they're pretty damn awesome. I do recommend them if you want to get into point of view videos and stuff. If you want to film your daily life or something, it could be a cool little start. So we're gonna move on to the next thing. But you know, I was gonna talk about this next, but this we're gonna do last. This is something I'm not super well versed on yet. I'm learning. And there is a whole subtopic about this and other upgrades. What we're going to talk about right now, we're going to push these aside, okay? What we're going to talk about is my Osmo Mobile. Now, what is this? If you don't know or have never seen one, what this is basically a gimbal for your phone. And what a gimbal does, I mean, it's obviously not turned on yet, but once you turn this on and you balance it correctly, you can adjust it here and here. Once you balance this correctly and it turns on, it keeps your phone steady. So if you move, your phone stays and you can control where it points from here. Okay, there's an app that comes with it, and what I plan on using something like that for is, you know, say you go to a car show and you don't want to carry a bigger camera such as that, or if I don't, say I forget my G7X, or I don't want to use my G7X, or say I want to just have something on a gimbal for a shot where it's like, I don't want bounciness and I feel like the image stabilization in the GoPros isn't going to work perfectly. Obviously, you know, things don't always work perfectly. What's cool about this is this gives me the option to use my cell phone for video without the shaky hand syndrome that I always have. So this is definitely a cool thing. Another thing I bought online, I'm going to be doing a video about this eventually, but I bought this. Basically what this allows you to do is to use the Hero 5 Black GoPro. You put this on here and it has weights inside. I'm gonna have to add more weights because just from the slight testing I've done, it's not heavy enough. But what this does is it allows me to put my GoPro, I think it's like this. It allows me to put my GoPro on the mobile, the Osmo Mobile. So now I can basically have a gimbal for my GoPro or my cell phone. And honestly, the flexibility of that is it's awesome. I love that. And this wasn't expensive at all. I think it was like 10 or 20 bucks. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, let's discuss the Canon 80D. Okay, this is the big boy. This is my baby right now. As of right now, what we have with this camera. When I bought this camera, it came with a kit lens, and I know, oh my god, I know a lot of the photographers out there are gonna probably lose their minds. I don't plan on keeping these lenses only. I did get the kit lens. It's the 18 by 135. And honestly, it's got a lot of range. I really like this lens. I did buy a 10 by 18. That's this guy, just in case I wanted a little bit of a wider shot, so that, you know, if you're filming more of the car and you're doing install videos and you're just talking behind the camera, it's definitely going to be more beneficial to have a wider lens. Now, there are 2 or 3 other lenses that I am currently looking at. One is a 50mm. A couple of my friends that are proficient with videography, they were basically telling me, you know, it's definitely a lens you want to look at. There is also a very expensive lens that I plan on renting from a local photo shop. I believe it's an 8 by 15, and it's a fisheye by Canon. It's like $1,100, $1,200. Something like that is a big commitment. I'm not made of money, so basically I'm going to utilize the option of renting. I do want a cool fisheye lens. It's not like you're going to use it for a million things, but when you're in the car community, fisheye lenses, it has a purpose, it has a place. There are cool shots that I could get with that I couldn't get with another lens, for instance. So I do want to look into that. And, you know, obviously I want to get like a further zoom lens, but when you're filming cars, basically what you're going to want are, you know, very close up to medium range lenses, and you want to get quality glass. And the quality glass is where the expense is going to come in for cameras like this. One thing I did upgrade for this camera, if you plan on making videos with it, is this bad boy. I bought the Rode VideoMic Pro, and what's on it right now, I'm not a big fan of the name of it, but it's called a Dead Cat. And what this does is, say I'm filming outside and there's a little bit of a breeze, there's some kind of wind going on, this will help muffle the sound of the wind, so you're getting more crisp audio, and it's not going to be like all that crazy nonsense going on in the background. Again, like I said, I'm not super proficient with all the terms of everything. The disclaimer about this camera is I know there are better ones out there. This is the Canon 80D. Basically, I'm not doing more still photography, I'm doing videos with this. So for this camera, the big selling point is the flippy lens, okay? So this thing comes out and you can move it down and you can twist it to face you if you want to do it that way, and you can turn it around. So at the risk of continuously not shutting up, we're gonna move on to the next camera. Alright everybody, so basically the last quote-unquote camera that I have that I'm excited to use is my Phantom 4 drone. Obviously there's a camera mounted on the bottom, and this is going to be a good way for me to get aerial shots and moving shots and just different angles of things, and plus it's fun to fly. I enjoy it. If you're wondering why it doesn't look like a normal drone, I did sticker bomb this. Again, this is not everybody's taste, but I just don't like having basic looking things that everybody has. It just annoys me, even with the car, everything, guns, everything that I could get to make it a little bit different. Whether you like it or not, it's just different. I'll be switching up the stickers. I have so many, so I'll be switching up the stickers quite frequently. Like I said, this is my Phantom 4. Quick note about this, I realized that the Phantom 4 Pro just came out. I am kind of pissed off because I did get this not that long ago, but what I'm going to do is enjoy the hell out of this, maybe sell it and upgrade to the Phantom 4 Pro if I feel like I need to, but I am considering the Mavic Pro because it's a smaller package. I can't even talk about the word package because I know the comments. When you have a drone, the smaller the drone, the better, because it's easier to store in the car and carry along with you. So it's a good setup. So this is that. We're gonna finish this up real quick by talking about some of my tripod equipment quickly, and that's it. All right, so we're gonna finish this up talking about these 3 little bendy tripods. I showed you in the beginning the Manfrotto. That's what I'm holding right now on my G7X. Let's just discuss these. This is the first one I bought. What's cool about this is you can extend it and put a phone there. It's not super sturdy, but it is cool to hold. That was one of the first ones I bought. I got this for a GoPro. It came in one of my little kits. It's not the best thing, but to keep a GoPro up, if you want to have it shooting not on a suction cup, it is good. But it also has that little mount that can come off, and you can use that on almost any other camera tripod. My favorite tripod other than this Manfrotto that I'm using is the Joby. It's a big bendy tripod. I've used this with my G7X. I've used this tripod with my 80D. It's sturdy, it's very flexible, it's bendy, and when the camera's on it, it's got a leveler. When the camera's on it, you just push this button. You can take the camera off and hold it in your hand, or you can keep it back on. It's got a sturdy lock. I trust it. So those are the 3 bendy tripods. Now, as far as the big tripods go, this is the 80D on my newest tripod. It is an awesome setup. It's got one of these like pistol grip setups where it stays locked in where you want, but what you do is you grab it. So now I've got full range of motion. Now, real quick, there's some people that have those tripods that have those twist rings. I prefer tripods with these clips, okay? What I trust more about these clips, as you can see here, this one too. These clips, to me, they just work better. I like them more. It's a better unit for me. This tripod right here is definitely more sturdy. It's bigger. It's something I would use for my main camera. And what's cool is for this, if you want, you just push this in and move this out, and it's quick release. So if I want to take this camera off the tripod, it's super easy. There's a lot of adjustments, and this bar right here in the middle, this can come straight up. So basically you get a full height extension. Like, it goes over my head if I want to. So I mean, I've got range. I can lock this down and drop this down that much. I can have it very short, I can have it tall or medium. There's a lot of knobs to adjust everything, and it's super sturdy. Everything looks good. Then you have this one. I bought this basically for the G7X. It's definitely good. It's on Amazon. It's like Amazon Basics, I believe it is. Now it does have, yeah, Amazon Basics. It does have a leveler like the other one, so that's cool. But and it does also have the quick release. So if you want, while the camera's on, you just push this and you can take the camera off. That's how it mounts. So I mean, it's good. The only thing I don't like about this compared to the other one is you have to twist this to release it to move the camera either left, right, up, or down. Now for instance with this one, it's as simple as pushing this in. Now I have range of motion for days, and as soon as I let go, it's locked into place. So wherever I put it, it's sturdy, it's locked in. It's definitely the way to go. If you have a tripod and you don't have that, you need to get that. It's just makes no sense to not have it. If you like this, like it. Obviously I was gonna do a short video, but it kind of is hard when you're explaining about like a camera, why I have it and stuff. These GoPros, man, Hector loves these GoPros. Okay, he makes some pretty cool stuff, and he's got a lot of surprises. A lot of surprises for this channel in the future. So stay tuned. If you're new, subscribe. Okay? I'm not some asshole. I'm here to talk. I answer questions. I'm friendly with everybody. You could subscribe. I don't bite. Damn. Stick around. Things are gonna get fun.